In this second half 2023 release for the compensation module of SuccessFactors, we have something really great that's going to change the experience of compensation planners or managers accessing the screens, which is the change history that provides a visual help in understanding what value changed for which employees and when and who changed it. So basically a timestamp of all the changes with what was the value before, what was the new value. So everything that happens now on the screens during the comp planning is accessible not just by comp administrators, but also by managers, and not just by a CSV export, which was the case since the last release, but it was the case only in worksheets and not in executive review. And executive review is used a lot in compensation cycles, so it was important that it also became available here. And I really love the fact that it's not just a CSV export, that you can actually filter through all the changes. So let's do an example, and then I'll walk us through how to turn it on. So if we look for someone with guidelines here, and we change this to be 4%, for example, this is the one I already used in a previous example. So I'll just bump Luana Alves and save. And as soon as I hit save and the screen reloads, I go to change history and I can see from the top, the first row is the latest one that was edited with the original value, the new value, and who edited it. So I can use the filters to find out more about one employee or when the change happened and so on. So really great, something that we've been wanting for a little bit, and will improve the planner experience a lot. So let's go through the steps to turn it on. So the first step is to make sure that in the template, there's a feature in the plan setup settings, which is called Enable Planner Audit, and that feature needs to be turned on for anything else to work. So here we're in settings under plan setup, and at the bottom is Enable Planner Audit. So first we have to check this and save, and the worksheets have to be all deleted for this to happen. Then we go to Design Worksheet and we check the columns that we want to make editable. So we have up to 10. So in this example, for my example, I only checked merit as auditable, but if I wanted, I could delete the worksheets that are there now and then come back here, click auditable, save for adjustment, lump sum. We would recommend making basically all the ones that are editable on screen to planners as auditable. Then save, and then we have a setting we can use now, which is a new setting which lets us determine whether I need to find it in this list, whether we want the audit to only be available in executive review or also in worksheets. So I'm trying to find it here. Yes, it's here. Disable change history access on worksheets. So I did this to test the release, and so it works fine, meaning that we see the change history on the worksheet, but if we go on the executive review, but if we go to the worksheets themselves, we can't see it. So that would be for a situation where we want to provide the change history only to higher levels of the organization that have executive review access to validate an entire scope of employees. For a whole business unit, for example, but we don't want planners to have access to the audit history. So that's an option we can check. And then the last step is to permission the change history button from executive review. So the team made it very convenient for us to find it. They added it to the same screen in granting role-based permission where we already have the permissions to grant executive review access. Here we click on permissions, and so the place where we grant executive review access to a role for a specific template is under user permissions and comp and variable pay here. If we click on it, at the bottom is, so below mass edit is here, executive review, planner audit, executive review, compensation variable pay, and we can select the template. Thank you.